Hi there. Welcome to my channel, ABA Yay. It's your girl, Christina, currently an RBT and on my journey of becoming a BCBA. Thank you for joining me today. I would like to talk about ABA in general, and I want to talk about some ABA yays and some ABA nays. Now, I've been in this field for close to 2 years now. Prior, I have been working as a direct support professional with adults with intellectual disabilities, and I still do that as well. And there's some differences and some similarities because in ABA, although mainly you think you're only dealing with kids, adults as well with intellectual disabilities and just the general public could also utilize ABA. So, without further ado, I do want to get going with my list. So, my first yay of ABA is the fact that you're seeing or witnessing your clients improve. You know, this is a science that it is definitely data-based, data-driven. And it's very impressive when you see that your clients are making great progress and they're finally accomplishing their goals and being able to fulfill their life skills. So that's a big yay. It's almost like magic in a sense. Now, my first nay is some of the behaviors that you have to deal with are tough. And it could range from tantruming, like extreme tantruming. It could range from aggression towards you or towards someone else. It can be tough and it can be draining after a while of like constantly having to deal with that. Yeah, so, and in my opinion, that could even like contribute to burnout as well if you're not like fully taking care of yourself. Now, back to another yay is the pay is fairly good. The pay is fairly good. And as full transparency, when I first started working as an RBT, I was like working on my master's degree in applied behavior analyst. So I definitely was past the whole like bare minimum requirement. So the pay ranges, and I'm in Maryland and I do house support. So I have to look up what the pay range for Maryland is, and I'll put that right here. But when I first started working, I was making like $24 or $23 an hour. I think it was 23, either 23 or $24 an hour. Then after like my 6 month evaluation, I guess, it was bumped to like $26 an hour. So I was like, okay, making my shmoney, which is nice. It's just really nice. Then I got a promotion, and with that promotion, it bumped up to some more. And with that promotion, it happened that I also finished my master's degree in ABA, and my employer felt as though it was fit for me to get a promotion as a clinical assistant now because a whole lot of other reasons. So the pay overall is fairly good. Now, my second nay is cancellations. And in many ways, it kind of cancel out like how the pay could be good. Like, let's say you're making a high week hourly pay. But if you have a lot of cancellations, that kind of cancels it down and makes it to the fact of you're not making as much as you could. And, you know, it's the population that we're serving that causes like the constant cancellations. Like kids are always getting sick. Unfortunately, I'm assuming because maybe their immune system isn't like as strong or fully developed. Third yay in ABA is the fact that you're working with kids and you're allowed to be fun and free and silly as you want to be in order for them to like really pair with you and get along with you. That's always like a great plus. My third nay is dealing with burnout. I talked about this a little earlier. If you're not careful in this field and you're constantly going and going and not providing yourself as a break and a chance to just do what you need to do, you will experience burnout. Full transparency, I have experienced burnout in a sense as well, because it's like you're just like constantly giving and giving. How I kind of combat that is definitely reducing the amount of hours I work, and also not every so I went from like full-time status to part-time, and also not every day I'm like a full 110%. Some days I'm like a 90, some days I'm at 80%, and that's okay, you know? And I'm human, so I'm allowed to not be a full 100% all of the time, and that's all right. I definitely provide myself with grace, and I've also started working out again to like help with like some stress management and that sort. Now, moving on. Another yay in ABA is when you have really good BCBAs and they're willing to provide you with some excellent supervision and providing you with like some pointers and making it like a very free relationship of you feeling as though they're approachable. You can ask them questions. They're willing to like, you know, answer your question, not give you any attitude. And I'm fortunate to have experienced that. I'm super grateful. And it kind of like provided me with a positive experience with ABA as a whole. So I'm super happy about that. However, a nay in ABA is you can feel a little lonely, especially when you're working in home. And that's because on a typical basis, you're pretty much there with your client, and maybe a caregiver, well, not maybe, definitely a caregiver or a parent is with you in the client's home. And you're not there with a coworker on an everyday basis. You'll probably see your BCBA once a week, you know, when they join in either virtually or in person, but it's not the same as being able to have like a coworker with you and just bouncing ideas off, you know? So that's a little bit of a nay. You can feel a little isolated. Personally, I don't really mind it. I believe I'm more of an introvert anyway. You probably find it hard to believe, but I like to be like by myself. So it allows me to just like think clearer and be less distracted. That's just me. Everyone is different. All right. A yay will be the barrier of entry into the ABA field as an RBT is pretty low, because as of now in the year of 2024, what it requires is for you to have your high school diploma or your GED, and also take the 40-hour training and then pass the certification to be an official registered behavior technician. So compared to like some other jobs, it's fairly low. I mean, maybe that's relative. It's fairly low on the barrier of entry with this field. So I would say, like, if you're interested, go for it. You know, if you love working with kids, you should truly consider this field of applied behavior analyst. My final nay in ABA is the fact of you feel, or it can feel a little mundane with having the same programs you're running like day in, day out after a while. Like, let's say your client hasn't met the mastery criteria for that program. So you're kind of like constantly like, you know, going over it day in, day out, at every session until they finally do. And that can get a little boring. However, you could combat that by just presenting it in a different way. Let me think of an example. Let's say we are working on, let's say you're my client, and I'm working on you mandating for items, right? And let's say it's like various items, or it could be different target of items. So for this example, let's say it's just various items, anything you're mandating for. So I could put this in front of you and be like, hey, like perhaps definitely gain your interest with it. So you could see like, oh, maybe I would want to play along with this. And you'll be like, oh, this looks really nice. Just gaining your interest of, okay, I kind of, maybe you're thinking, okay, I want this pen. Like, I want to have fun with this pen. And you're pretty much like, okay, you want to have fun with the pen. So basically, maybe you don't want to ask for the pen, like verbally ask for the pen. So you might just try to snatch the pen, but we don't want to encourage that. We want you to actually say either point, or depending on where your target is or what is acceptable, either point to the pen, say pen, maybe say green, depending on what the program is. Let's say it's saying pen. So I'm like, ooh, this looks really cool. And then let's say you already know that this is called a pen. There's so much to it. Let's say you already know that this is called a pen, right? And basically what I'm requiring for you to do is to say pen, or maybe want pen, or give me pen. One of those choices. So, obviously day in and day out, if I'm constantly presenting like a pen, it could get annoying. It could get like, oh, another pen, like the same target, we're still asking for a pen. Hopefully it's not like that. But a way to combat that is to present different options. Like, we could have glasses. Oh, like, ooh, same idea of playing around with the glasses. Needs to get cleaned. Playing around with the glasses of, I want to see the glasses. I want to wear the glasses. So pretty much might be holding it in front of you and asking, what do you want? And then you're saying, oh, glasses. So I'll give it to you. So it definitely requires some creativity in order for it to not be so stale and boring. But I'm a type of person, I don't really like repeating the same thing day in and day out, day in and day out. Like, I get, like, come on now. It just becomes very mundane to me. But that's just a personal thing, Share with me what your thoughts are. That concludes this video. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Bye!